afternoon, Harpreet. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Mikaela, for inviting me. This has been a great honor.
Just tell us a little bit about the role that you're in today.
So I'm actually a senior product manager at Microsoft in cloud and AI. And specifically, all the updates you get from Microsoft on the Windows Server side, enterprise customers, that's my team. My team is making sure that we are keeping our customers always protected and always productive.
Great. So that sounds like some pretty intense and highly visible work.
Exactly, it is. It is a lot of good people. I would say a great team makes it possible.
Excellent. Well, as you know, we're here to talk about some of the career challenges that you have faced and also how you've overcome them. So, what's the first thing that comes to mind for you?
Mikaela, I have been in the industry for close to 20 years now. And what you see of me today is not what I was even 10 years back or when I was starting out. I always felt like I have to fit in, right, in this industry to make sure that I'm giving the best out of it. So, finding my own space and I was feeling like I was always holding back. So that was one of the biggest challenge which I personally had to overcome. And, that is one of the advice also I now give as being, mentoring a lot of mid-career and, diverse, different generation people as well. But that was one of the challenge. How do I make sure that I stand out? And how do I make sure that I feel like I am a good person for this position? I felt like I was always holding that back. And, connected to that, I would say, another kind of, challenge which I faced was because I never knew the importance of community. Because when you are feeling like you're not good enough, you don't reach out. You're by yourself, you're questioning your own self, then how would you go ahead and ask for that community? So that was a second thing which I felt like, I was always trying to find my own space without knowing that there are people who are there to help. I didn't knew the importance of community, mentorship, sponsorship.
Yeah. Let's pause and talk about those before we move on to the next one. The first thing you said, I really hear you. I think that this is even beyond imposter syndrome. We know that imposter syndrome is very common for women, but it sounds like you had even just another degree of that, of feeling like you have to make yourself seen and heard and you have to be the best. And I'm curious, how did you overcome that? And also, what do you tell younger women today or women that you're mentoring?
Yeah, so, for me, it's a very personal story. But as a girl growing up in India, fair skin, clear skin, lighter skin was a big thing. And I tell people that I was living with this blend-in syndrome all my life. And I tried all kind of makeup tricks, beauty products, hairstyles, and blah, 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 to make sure that people think I'm beautiful. I joke with my people that I became such a great chameleon. I knew when to blend in, where to blend in. But the way I overcome it, you all can see I don a turban. It was through a spiritual path, but at the same time, the day I don my turban, I felt like this is me. I'm unique. I stand out. So I talk about why blend in when you're born to stand out. Find what is your brand and how you're going to stand out in it. And I think that's once you nail that, there's no limit.
Absolutely. And then you connected this to community, and it sounds like you were so focused on that need to show up and be strong as an individual that for some time it kept you from connecting to the community or recognizing that maybe there are many other women in your situation. Say more about that.
Yeah, and you said it right. When you're so focused on your own whole self and you're trying to figure out who are you just are thinking about yourself. But at the same time, I'm sure if there were there were people who could have, there had been people who could have helped, but because I was so focused on myself, I just didn't reach out. To a point now, as you can tell from my social as well as how I communicate, I have made a decision, help other women, share my story, that if I can do it, a different looking person can do it, or coming from where I didn't had resources, now we have. So, call me a connective glue or call me a chaos wrangler, that's what I am. I have empowered myself and I have challenged myself that I'm going to build this community to showcase that we can do it. So come along, build your community, and let's help each other.
I love that. And especially, I think, this hashtag keeps taking off again and again of women supporting women and women helping other women. And that's just something that's so important. And I don't think we spoke enough about in the past. There's female rivalry, is something that we've often overlooked that we're now starting to shed a light on. So I love your idea of empowering others and really supporting them. One thing I want to ask you about, you described a little bit how you got into computers. It's a very male-dominated industry and hasn't really shifted too much, at least in the 20 or so years that I've been watching the industry. Is there a challenge specific to being a woman in a male-dominated industry?
If I have to say I would be a fool. It is a yes. It is a bold yes. Because as I said, I mentor a lot of new mid to career as well as senior women as well, and including myself, again being vulnerable here. I have faced that myself. You talk about family, and you talk about I talk about I'm a mom of two, right? There's nothing for me to hide. And I still remember a person who was high up in that company said to me, oh, but do you understand this job requires a lot of traveling and you maybe just be with your family over the weekends? And I'm like, would you ask that question to a male? Another thing, I think it's not only for tech, in other industries as well, is a female is always looked as that she is either the scheduler, she's either the admin tasks, note taker, following up on the AI. This has happened to me as well. I'm a leader in my role. I have 26, 27 SWEs. I have both my SWE leads are male. They know what I bring to the table. They never ask me, but I had to build that with them, right? They see the strengths I bring in. If I have scheduled the meeting as a PM lead, that doesn't mean that I have to take the notes. So you have to learn those skills, but those are some of the challenges I've faced. So yes, inequality, discrimination, faced it all, but we need to stand up now.
Yeah, I think those are such true examples. They all certainly resonated with me. Yes, women definitely getting asked these questions in interviews. I've even known of women recently who were out at a meeting pre-COVID, and then someone said to her, my friend, she's in venture capital, and she had a baby, and she's interviewing with an older woman who then asked her, well, who's watching your baby right now? And the same thing you said, nobody asks men these questions. Well, this has been wonderful. I love your insights, and thank you so much for sharing with us and your energy and passion for supporting women in the workplace. And I know this is not the last time we'll be speaking about this.
Yeah, for sure. And then remember, why blend in when you're born to stand out?
I love it. Thank you so much, Harpreet. It was great talking with you.